Occupational therapists sometimes use models to help us to understand your child better. One of these models is called the Person, Environment and Occupation model. Let's break it down. Remember, you can pause the webinar at any stage to write down your answers or reflections about your child. Person. The person is your child. We like to try to consider your child's strengths and their areas of need. Can you think of one thing that your child is good at and one thing that they find tricky? We also consider what your child's interests are. What do they like to do? Can you write down what your child enjoys? This could be a favourite cartoon, a favourite colour, or song. What are your child's motor skills like? Fine motor skills relate to things your child does with their hands. Can your child hold on to toys? Can they move a toy around in their hand? Are they left or right-handed, or do they swap between hands? Can they use both hands together? Gross motor skills relate to how your child moves. Can your child move well in a balanced and coordinated way? Can they throw and catch a ball, or jump or hop on one foot? When thinking about the person, it is important to think about feelings and emotions. Do you ever sometimes have a bad day when you may feel grumpy, sad, irritable, and you don't know why? This is the same for your child. Your child may have some bad days too. Think about how your child is feeling. Are they tired or unwell? Do they have a good night's sleep? Are they in a bad mood? How do you cope when you have a bad day? Do you go for a walk, have a nice cup of tea, or a chat with a friend? Or do you prefer to be alone? Write down what you do. Now, think about what you would do for your child. Do they need some quiet time, a cuddle, or a treat when they are having a bad day? What about when your child is feeling unwell? Think about the times when you don't feel well. Your child may be feeling unwell. Does your child ever have toothache or bellyache? Do they ever get constipated? How do you know when your child is feeling unwell? You know your child the best. Sometimes you need to be a detective to try to figure out what is going on with your child and why they are behaving the way they are. Next, we can look at the environment. This could be the home and include rooms such as the bathroom or bedroom. It can also include your child's school environment, such as the dining hall or the classroom. When thinking of the environment, it is important to think about the layout of the room, the amount of clutter, smells, surfaces, textures, lights, and whatever else is going on in that environment. Are there lots of people? Is the television on in the background? Can you think of a time when something in your environment affected you? It could be like noisy drilling when you are trying to read a book, or a bad smell from the bins outside which is coming into your house on a hot day. I find it distracting when there are too many people or sounds around when I'm trying to work and concentrate. Sometimes I need to go into a quiet room. Can you think about how the environment may be affecting your child's behaviour? Is it noisy or smelly? You might not even notice, but it could bother your child. Occupation or activities of daily living. This is the final part to this model. These are the everyday activities that your child may want to do or needs to do, such as playing, using the toilet, getting dressed, brushing their teeth, using a pen, and feeding themselves. By using the model, we can understand our child better. Let's take an example. My child cannot follow instructions. Let's look at the person. Can they understand the language you are using? Let's look at the environment. Is it too noisy for your child and they are getting distracted and cannot focus on what is important? Let's look at the occupation. Are they interested in the activity? Now we're going to think of everyday activities which your child might be finding difficult. You might be thinking, why can't my child calm down, go to sleep on time, get dressed, go to the toilet, hold a pencil, or brush their teeth? Could it be that the activity is too tricky? Do they need the activity broken down into steps? Can you do the first part and your child completes the last? Can you use a small reward such as a sticker or verbal praise when they help put a Velcro strap on their shoe? Could it be that they do not like the activity? Your child may not like getting dressed, but they may like to help with undressing. With less motivating activities such as teeth brushing, can you use their interests, such as singing a motivating song to help them engage? Think back to the interest you wrote down at the beginning for your child and think of how you can use this in a daily challenge. Could it help if you set a consistent structure and a good routine so that your child knows what to expect and when? For instance, you could always practice brushing teeth after breakfast. Could it be that they don't understand the language that is being used? Can you use the strategies which speech therapy talked about? Could it be that they cannot focus on the task with too many other things happening in the environment? For example, when getting your child ready for bed, do you need to turn off the television? Do others need to leave the room so that it is quiet? Can you clear away visual clutter and tidy up the toys? Remember that small steps and successes are worth celebrating. You can go on our YouTube channel to learn some strategies about how to teach your child how to help with dressing, toileting, and feeding skills. Links are available at the end of the presentation.